Hello, everyone, and welcome to Barcelona versus Real Betis at the Camp Nou. It is November 7th. Game kickoff time is 4:15 p.m. My name is Omar Hawwash, the CEO of Logan. I'm here on my side. I have Logan Steinle. How you doing, Logan?
Good, I'm doing good.
That's good to hear. So, as we know, last time we did this, it was Barcelona v Dynamo Kiev, and the game was a narrow victory, a 2-1 victory, in fact, for the Catalans. What did you make of that game? What do you think Barcelona can take from that game?
A lot of chances. They didn't play great, not up to my expectations for them, especially against the side that, isn't supposed to even bring it that close. And they had a lot of chances themselves, but hopefully today we can gather 3 points without Messi for the first time in a bit. And excited just to see 3 points today, hopefully.
Yeah, no, as a matter of fact, mentioning Messi, this is just to bring you the starting lineup, just to give you a quick recap, if you missed it. For Barcelona, Ter Stegen is in goal. Sergio Roberto is starting instead of Serginho Dest. PK Longley are in the heart of defense. Alba on the left-hand side. Busquets starts with, let's just take a look here. Yeah, Busquets is today's captain, actually, in Messi's absence. Sergio Roberto, of course, on the pitch instead of Serginho Dest. You've got surprise starts in Ousmane Dembele starting again, Ansu Fati starting again, Antoine Griezmann up front. And all in all, an interesting lineup for Barcelona. As we said, Messi absent. As a matter of fact, the first time that he didn't play 90 minutes in La Liga was actually last season, in September of 2019, when Barcelona faced Villarreal. And he was subbed off due to injury at halftime, with Ousmane Dembele replacing him. He missed the following game against Getafe and then came back, recovered the week after. So we don't really see him on the bench too often. It's quite a decision from Ronald Koeman. What do you make of it? Do you think it's the right decision to make?
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of cycling him in and out. He's at an older age now, so I think you just kind of have to make sure that he's not overdoing it on the minutes. Especially with the season, how important Champions League is for us. It's just a little scary seeing him on the bench. It's messy, and you know how much of a game changer he is. But obviously, the man needs some rest. He constantly brings in 90 minutes. I saw a stat that said he had 38 straight games in La Liga that he's participated in, and most of those are probably 90 minutes as well, as you said.
Yeah, last season he played in pretty much every game after he recovered from his injury back then, from the discomfort. He played a full 90 minutes in every single La Liga game, and he's played 90 minutes for every La Liga game this season. We're 6 games in. That is a ridiculous amount of football for a guy in his 30s. So I personally also think it was the right choice to make for Ronald Koeman to take him off. And we'll see whether that pays off.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be interesting as Real Betis kick us off here. Already going for a long ball here. Pinged away. And Busquets back to Ter Stegen, who's in goal again. Remember, the German shot stopper has recovered from his injury and proved why he's key to Barcelona with some key saves against Dynamo Kiev last time out. A game returning from injury, from a rather long-term injury, in fact, and looked like he never left.
Yeah, he was pretty incredible that game. It just shows how much of a world-class keeper he is. He came back even after a knee injury, because a lot of these injuries, people forget how important it is for a keeper to be agile and be light on their legs. And he came back and he seemed perfectly fine to me.
Definitely. He didn't look like a keeper who's been out for as long as he had, Definitely looked in his element. That's for sure. And that's something Barcelona will hope that he'll retain as time goes on now, with tons of games on their program, as a matter of fact. As Real Betis tried to ping a ball through for a running striker, but just couldn't get to it then. Just to give you a quick recap of the lineups, we just got the graphics fixed. FC Barcelona lineup as follows. Ter Stegen in goal. Sergio Roberto gets the nod with PK Longley and Alba in defense. Sergio Busquets starts with Frenkie de Jong in midfield. Pedri, Dembele, Griezmann, and Ansu Fati are up front. The front four of a very interesting, and then I think that's really a dynamic front line for Barcelona.
Yeah.
What do you make?
I feel like it's their bread and butter without Messi. These players have been playing good the last couple of games, and Belly's had some great performances. Griezmann, for the most part, he hasn't been clinical in his finishing, but he's got a couple goals and he's creating a lot of chances for himself. So I think Koeman just kept with what was working. It's nice to see Lenglet back in the lineup too, as well, because De Jong has been having to come back for center back for the last 2 games because of Lenglet's discomfort. So rather a vanilla lineup for us today.
Yeah, and speaking of vanilla, the bench does not. Yeah, the bench does not look quite vanilla. Of course, Neto and Arnau Tenas, Jimenez, names like Carlos Alanyar, Riqui Puig, Pjanic, Trincao, Messi, Braithwaite, Conrad de la Fuente, and Mingueza are on the bench. Firpo also on the bench, facing his ex teammates, his former team Real Betis, of course. And that will be interesting. As for Betis, a known face, familiar face in Claudio Bravo in goal, Emerson, Mandy, Bartra, and Alex Moreno in defense, William Carvalho and Mexican Guido Rodriguez start in midfield, Joaquin, Sergio Canales, Christian Teo, and Antonio Sanabria. That is an interesting front line. Joaquin, of course, on the higher side of 30. Canales, a late bloomer, but has been a key player for Betis in many ways. And of course, Christian Teo facing his former teammates, that's always going to be an interesting game. And he has put up some good numbers this season. He'll be hoping to continue that. And of course, the same thing goes for Real Betis. In fact, this season so far, in the last 8 games, they've been split. They've had 4 wins and 4 losses. In their past 4 games, they've lost 3. And those 3 have been against Atleti, they've been against Real Sociedad, and they've been against Valencia. As for Barcelona, it's been 4 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws. One of those losses, of course, El Clásico. And in their last 4 games, they've had a draw against a very defensive Deportivo Alavés. They've had 2 wins. So looking at it on paper, looking at the lineups and the teams, you would expect Barcelona to come out and win this. And we say that as Ansu Fati goes in from the right side, finds Antoine Griezmann on the edge of the box. Griezmann with a finish, and it just goes wide from the Frenchman. Almost brought Barcelona ahead, but it just skipped past the post. And that was good build-up from Barcelona. Good pressure there as well. With Alex Moreno forced to make a pass in towards a defensive teammate and just couldn't get to it here. Fati picks it up, cuts it back to Griezmann, who had a good chance. It was a good shot, I think. And it just skipped past the post. Yeah. Unfortunately there for Barcelona, but a sigh of relief for Real Betis. Of course,
yeah, you definitely want to put that on net there, but it's a good chance early in the game, getting himself warmed up, getting himself into the game. So, good start.
Definitely, and then here we go again. Barcelona get the ball through De Jong. Here's Griezmann on the left-hand side, finds Ansu Fati with a shot, and it goes wide. Barcelona really firing at all cylinders here. Claudio Bravo looked, if not troubled physically, but it seemed like he did actually dive for it.
Yeah.
It didn't trouble him too much, but that was not a bad shot by any means. Right on the edge of the box. Ansu Fati swings it with his right foot towards the far post, the bottom side of the far post, and just couldn't diverge it into the back of the net.
We have some comments here too.
We actually are getting quite a few, yeah.
Charlie says Griezmann definitely needs a good game. Do you think he can score? Oh yeah. Hopefully he has a game to get him back in the move of things and just get that confidence back. Obviously, it seems like a lot of these games we're talking about how Griezmann needs a goal. But do you think Messi will rest for the whole game, or will he insist on coming in the second half of the time? Oh, I think he's resting the whole game. It seems to me like a more of a rest issue or injury. I'm not sure. So I think he'll just be out the whole game.
I personally do hope that for Barcelona, at least, that it will be a scenario where they don't need to put in Messi, because again, he's played 90 minutes in every La Liga game after he returned from his from a minor injury in September against Villarreal. So he will hope that. I imagine for a footballer like him in his age, you'd imagine that he just wants to play.
Yeah.
But then again, you also need to know when to be rested. And we've seen managers in the past not being too willing to rest Messi, whether that's because they don't want to rest him or whether because Messi just has that much, you could say, just has that much of a presence to the point where you don't really want to risk it. But Ronald Koeman has run the risk here. He's jumped the gun, and hopefully for Barcelona that'll pay off. But that's definitely something I imagine Real Betis will feel a bit more comfortable with, that they don't have to face Lionel Messi.
Yep.
In a game like this, of course.
Oh. That was a close one.
Betis here on the front row, and Teo on the ball on the left-hand side here. Up against Roberto, back heels it. Here come Real Betis, and Busquets with a slide tackle. Brings it towards Ter Stegen, but it goes right past the goal, past the left-hand side of the post there.
Betis also without Fekir, correct? That's a great player who always plays well against us.
That is correct. Yes, that is correct. Yes, Fekir has actually been quite impressive against Barcelona and in general. But it's when in the games they played against Barcelona, he has been one of their key men for sure.
Yeah. He has been linked with Arsenal too last year. I'm not sure what happened, but he was supposed to be going to top
Betis
6.
Almost, not to interrupt you, Logan. Betis almost got a goal there. Sergio Canales with a corner, pinged it in. I believe that was William Carvalho who took on the header, got ahead of De Jong and Ter Stegen with almost what looked like a one-handed block. Got that out of danger. Canales with another corner for Betis here. It's cleared out this time out. And here they come again on the edge of the box. A shot deflected, blocked by Clement Longley, and it will be a throw-in. Let's take a look at some of the comments here. SDW says, "Hello, buddy. Keep doing what you're doing, but love your work. Much appreciated. We're happy that you guys like this format. And of course, if there's anything you think we can do to improve it, let us know. If there's anything you absolutely love about it, let us know." As Barcelona here get possession back and try to build from the back. That was a wonderful ball. Fati on the ball here on the right-hand side. A shot, and it's blocked by Claudio Bravo.
Good chance.
For a corner. And Bravo, of course, will be keen to show Barcelona what they missed out on when they let him go to Manchester City back then, which was quite a transfer in itself, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was rather unlucky that Ederson came just in time for him to lose his position. He was pretty great for us. I mean, him and Ter Stegen, remember they used to switch off games that year, the year we won the treble?
Yes, I remember.
On and off with those two. They'd all just switch off games. I don't think he played in the Champions League final. I think it was Ter Stegen who ended up getting the nod. But, yeah, he was great for us.
Yeah, no, I think that time was when Barcelona really had a blessing in two amazing keepers. And that's, you could say Neto isn't quite – I believe objectively, you could say Neto isn't quite of the caliber that Claudio Bravo was. But then again, looking at it from a different angle, Neto hasn't had the same challenges. The teams back then, the way they were playing was different.
Yep.
Whereas now, at least the way I see it, football now, in La Liga at least, is more in the midfield area more than up front. The midfield, it's more a battle of midfields more than it's a battle of striker and keeper.
Yeah.
And we say that here as the ball is being circulated in midfield, bit of a ping pong going on. Barcelona get possession back here rather luckily. Busquets to Griezmann, who's driving forward here, got support to the left and right, takes the shot on, and it's just skims past the post again. Antoine Griezmann close,
knocking at the door.
Not close enough.
Knocking at the door.
Definitely.
Whew.
And that's not a bad shot by Griezmann.
No.
Drove forward on the left-hand side of the box, took it on with his left foot towards the right side, and it looked like it was just gonna hit the post and go in, but it nestled right past the post.
Yeah.
One thing for Griezmann is he has been trying. He definitely has been.
Yeah.
That's something Barcelona will be hoping that he'll continue to do.
Yep.
Just give me 1 second. I'll let you run solo for a bit. Just 1 second.
Yeah, so if you guys feel free to interact with the streamer if you have any questions or concerns. I could answer them for you. Definitely everyone's questioning Messi and why he's not in the lineup. Obviously, everyone's so used to the norm of Messi being in the lineup, but I think today will be good to just see our team plays without him, obviously, in somewhat of a rebuild year. Get our talent in.
There we go. I am back. Apologies for that. Let's see. So the stream says Abdul Basid again here. I'm happy you're back again. It says good morning, guys. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. We've had some of Charlie's questions, and Ahmed Isa says, hey man, how you doing? Nice to see you here. As we say that, Real Betis now trying to initiate an attack here as Bravo pings it forward. Betis pressured Alex Moreno. Looked for a long pass, but it was intercepted by Sergio Roberto. And Barcelona don't seem complacent this game. And it seems like they know that Betis won't let him go without a challenge.
Yep.
Definitely knocking on the door. And Griezmann does look a bit more confident than he has looked in the past few games, I think.
Yeah, he's been taking his time on the ball. You see him a little bit with the ball a little bit more often. He's dribbling. He's trying to create chances for himself as well. You know, having a couple passes that threw a ball to Ansu Fati was pretty good. So I'm enjoying his confidence and his style of play right now. You know, but Betis is knocking at the door too. This is a pretty good battle so far. They've had some great link-up play, and they've been finding underneath our center back so far. So it's a little bit worrying.
Speaking of that, on the left-hand side, they come in here with a cross, and it's just taken care of by PK.
Good ball, though, from Moreno or whoever that was that put that ball underneath PK.
I believe that was Moreno, yeah. Put it right past him.
He's a great player.
He is very fast, too, Alex Moreno.
Super quick. Be nice to get a goal here soon, though, because they're knocking at the door. They're keeping possession, making great link-up play in their half.
It's definitely been one of those games where both teams are really trying. It does seem like Barcelona, in a sense, wanted a bit more. But obviously for Betis, if they can let Barcelona attack and then strike them on the counter, I don't think they would mind that too much. Of course, we have seen Barcelona play possession football in the past, namely under Quique Setién especially. But their team also allows them, with the pace they have going forward and the quick passing that they can do, does allow them to kind of rely more on counter-attacking football, which I wouldn't be surprised if is what they did here.
Yeah, I think all their players are real skillful. You have to have a pretty deep lineup skill-wise to be able to play that way, from your center backs up, obviously. And they have a lot of players even on defense, like William Carvalho, that are just great on the ball, somewhat reminiscent of like Partey in the last couple of years. He's just so great on the ball, and he's just so great defensively as well. So he kind of has that. He's a double spearhead on the field.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think for Real Betis fans, comparatively, I think he is similar to Thomas Partey, a work engine, technically good on the ball, and I think that's a valuable asset to have in a team like Real Betis, because you have a player like Guido Rodriguez who is perhaps a bit more on the technical, lean, agile side, whereas Carvalho is more of a wall in that midfield that also knows how to drive forward well enough. As he pings it out wide to Alex Moreno, who just about struggles to get to that, but does get to it in the end. And on the left-hand side here, attacking Real Betis. That's a beautiful ball.
Yeah.
And here's that is not a good finish by Alex Moreno.
See, he
was on the left-hand side, freed through with a beautiful ball.
Yeah.
Beautiful build-up by Real Betis. And Alex Moreno on the left-hand side just couldn't diverge his shot towards the right. It just skimmed past the goal. As Dembele here pushes forward on the right-hand side. Can he get a cross in? He can. But it seemed like it was out of play, and he's down. Looks like he is hurt. And if that is another injury, that is not good news for Barcelona.
I think he's all right.
I think he will be.
But yeah, that's another
Even though
occasion
they're
where
just skip past.
yeah. Mark Bartra,
I believe
former
that's.
Barcelona player as well. Couple today.
Yeah, they have quite a couple of former Barcelona men. At least in the starting lineup, they have, remember, Claudio Bravo, Christian
Yeah.
Teo, Marc Bartra. On the bench, they have Martin Montoya among them. So and Juan Miranda, actually, on loan from Real Betis. So quite an interesting bunch of players. Carlos Aleñá, remember, was also loaned out to Real Betis last season. The second half of it did quite well and did get some shouts from Barcelona fans about why and wondering why he was deemed as a not good enough player for that Barcelona team at the time. Now he was called back. He did get the number 6 from Jean-Claude Todibo, but he's still yet to get a proper shot in many people's eyes in the first team.
Agreed.
Players like Miralem Pjanic and Sergio Busquets, with his seniority, of course, taking higher priority in Koeman's plans.
What's up, Sam? Yeah, Charlie, or Sahara. It was a 7:15 game start for me, but I'm sorry, it was probably 4:15 for
4:15 your local time, yes. 4:15 local time in Spain. Of course, the Central European time zone.
Yeah, agreed, Charlie. We definitely need to use our pace in this sense. You saw Dembele just try to take a touch up and get past him, but it might have been a little bit too late on the field. Didn't have enough grass between him and the ball.
Yes, I do think that Barcelona's lineup right now is they do have a lot of pace. Griezmann isn't a very fast player when it comes to just outright speed, but he knows how to use his speed well, and he knows how to create space for his teammates and knows how to create space for himself. So with that type of playmaker in your team, and players like Dembele and Ansu Fati running on either side of him, I think Barcelona, if they know how to take advantage of that, it could be quite a quick finish for them.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, he's what we call quick. He doesn't have that acceleration and pace, but he knows how to get places. He's sneaky fast.
Exactly, sneaky fast. I like that. Like a ninja.
Yeah, exactly. Dembele not too bad here. Great press. We seem to be, pressing them at the start of our half. So that's nice to see a little bit. We have some urgency on defense and understand that we need to get the ball back as fast as we can in order to score. So I don't hate it so far. PK's been caught behind a little bit. I think he's pressing a little bit too far up and forgetting a man deep. And I think he's expecting the line to become higher. So maybe it might be a communication issue with the defense, but not too bad so far.
Yes, no, I think they're still trying to find their footing, the defense here, because obviously they've been, playing against a team like Dinamo Kiev, and then again before that a team like Alaves. You kind of get used to a certain type of line, defensive line. And I think it's going to take them a little bit of time to kind of adjust to how Real Betis are playing, because Betis aren't playing counter-attacking football per se. They're trying to beat Barcelona at their own game, but Barcelona aren't letting them because they're putting this really high pressure on them. As I believe that Ansu Fati goes to ground there. Referee says nothing illegal about that. And
probably some incidental contact.
Up to press here, Barcelona. Betis got time on the ball in their own half. Dembele out to pressure Moreno on the left-hand side. Now Carvalho on the ball back to Bartra. That's a ball breaking the line. Finds Joaquin, the captain, of course, for Real Betis. Christian Teo on the left-hand side. Got Moreno in the overlap. Looks for the cross, and that's a good ball driven in. And it's just cleared away by PK. Another shot, and it's dealt with by Ter Stegen as Christian Teo tried to score against his former teammates. Ter Stegen had other ideas, the German shot stopper, once again. To be fair to him, though, that wasn't the most troubling shot Teo could have taken. But you understand why he took it.
Yeah, of course.
On the edge of the box, didn't seem to have too many options. It didn't seem to have too much time on the ball. Opted for the shot, but just couldn't get enough power on it. It diverged right into the hands of Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, who gets his second outing of the season after he returned from injury. Barcelona now on the ball here. On the right-hand side, we've got Sergio Roberto.
Finding possession here.
Long way. And again, you have a player like Pedri, who has been quite a really interesting player to watch for Barcelona. Hasn't been able to do too much here as De Jong finds Griezmann. for Ousmane Dembele, right hand side, fake shots in, a shot, and it bangs into the top left corner. Ousmane Dembele brings Barcelona in front, and it's 1-0 at the Camp Nou.
Let's go.
That
what a
is
shot.
That is what Dembele can bring you.
That's what we expect from Dembele. We might have not received that in the last couple of years, and he's still young, but we're looking for that kind of play. That was a great goal.
He's definitely finding his footing though. De Jong drove forward, found Griezmann with quite a simple pass. In truth, Griezmann drove forward, found Dembele on the right hand side, and Dembele still had an awful lot to do from there.
Yeah,
fake shot in to beat one defender. I believe that was Alex Moreno. It was, and then seemed to have just enough time to just take that shot, bang it into the top left corner. And I believe Claudio Bravo did get a fingertip too.
Yeah, he got a little finger piece. I mean, that's the classic Dembele fake shot to shot. His fake shots are so quick that anyone steps to them, they got to keep their footing and try to block it. But he's so great at creating space with the fake shot.
I definitely think that's something that he does extremely well. Yeah. I think that's one of his trademark things to say, and that's one of the things he brings to this Barcelona side. I think for Barcelona, this is what they want to see from a player like Dembele. He's doing what Barcelona know that he can do. As we look back on that, so Dembele, I believe the Betis players, it seemed like one or two were saying that there might have been offside or obstruction of Claudio Bravo's view.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure if that's the case. I don't think.
No.
Because when you look at it, Griezmann was running in front of a defender.
Diagonally, too.
I believe Bartra.
Yeah.
And Claudio Bravo was looking at it where he could see Bartra Griezmann running in front of him. I don't believe that would count as an obstruction.
Yeah.
Because he was just running. He wasn't right in front of the keeper. And the referee agrees. It stands, and it's Barcelona 1, Real Betis 0, 22 minutes in. Ousmane Dembele gets a goal. And that's definitely going to do a lot to boost his confidence. Griezmann with the assist. What do you make of that, Logan?
Yeah, just great. You like to see the two Frenchmen up top clicking well, obviously. But that was just a great goal from Dembele. That a great play in the box. He's just so great in the box, so quick. It's hard to really defend him, especially with his pace. So you definitely expect to see more like that soon. Also a confidence booster for him because he hasn't been in the starting lineup until just recently. So very excited to see his progression as it goes on.
It's definitely interesting. I mean, it's he really is one of those players where it was the same thing with we said about Ansu Fati last time out. You know what he's going to do, but you don't know how to stop it.
Exactly.
Because you have an idea of what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
But because he's as quick as he is. And it's almost reminiscent of Messi in a way. And it's not to put that label on Dembele because he's obviously had way too much to deal with already.
Mm-hmm.
But he's slowly beginning to find the form that everyone is expecting of him.
Yeah.
As he's
obviously that comes with the
box, Ansu Fati can't quite make the most of that one. As he gets the ball back, good pressure from I believe that was Gerard Piqué who had pushed up. Here's Dembele, ball in. Breaking the lines again. That's twice. And cleared by Bravo.
So I have a question for you, Omar. So speaking of players that we didn't deem to play well enough for Barcelona at the time, how do you feel about Marc Bartra and him going out on, was it loan or did we sell him to Dortmund? I forgot.
I believe he was
sold, right? Correct?
I'm not mistaken. Yes.
How did you feel about his play? I thought he was class. I thought he was supposed to be somewhat of the Lenglet character. Obviously, he kind of got, kind of deprogressed out.
As we say that, beautiful build-up by Barcelona. Yeah. Not to interrupt you, Logan.
No.
That is great build-up. As I believe Pedri backheeled it to Griezmann. As you look at that again, De Jong to Ansu Fati. Fati to Pedri.
What a ball.
Backheeled it to Griezmann.
What a ball.
Beautifully on the run. Griezmann takes it on, and that just passed the post. I believe it actually almost hit the back post there, but it hit the side netting nonetheless. Still 1-0 here as two players pressure Claudio Bravo. Enough for him to clear the ball away to a Barcelona player. And De Jong on the left-hand side, here's Ansu Fati. Falls to ground. Referee says nothing. Play on.
I
Here's
think
Guido Rodriguez.
Griezmann
And
needs to put a ball on net here soon. He's been missing the side. I think you just got to put one to where the keeper has to save it, honestly, to where, he makes him make a play.
yeah,
He's
yes,
been
that
close a
makes
couple times, but I think he'll get another chance here soon. We've had 5 goal attempts in the first 25 minutes, which is pretty decent.
Yeah, no, I think Barcelona have been they've been pushing. They've been pushing well, as have Betis, to their credit.
Yeah.
I just think Barcelona have seemed a bit more switched on, whereas Betis have seemed a bit more not switched off, but a bit more patient, I think is the right word. As
And I
they try
think
to push forward here on the right-hand side here on the edge of the box, here's Sergio Canales. To William, to the ball here again to Canales on the right-hand side, tries to back, he'll flick it over, and Griezmann gets to it.
good
Carvalho
defense.
on the ball now again.
Yeah.
Betis on the ball. Right-hand side here is Emerson. Of course, half Barca, half Betis player in many ways, technically speaking.
Yeah.
And there were talks that he would return to Barcelona this year. As things stand, he will join Barcelona in the summer of 2021. And has put up some quite impressive performances against Barcelona, but also for Real Betis, which is one of the reasons why they were not that willing to let go of him in the offseason. Of course, becoming a key part of this Real Betis side, and a very interesting player in many ways. Physically astute, has good. He's technically strong as well.
Yeah, of course.
And also would be a good option because he does play. He's of course a right back, and that position has somewhat been filled now with Serginho Dest. So you have to think: would Barcelona still want him next year if Dest does as well as he's done here?
Yeah.
So far, of course, still early to call it, but Serginho Dest is looking very promising. Here's Joaquin with a free kick on the right-hand side, outside the box. Again, Betis have looked dangerous, but not to a point where you'd think that thus far they haven't missed too many big chances. I wouldn't say. As Joaquin pings in a free kick here, and it goes and it sails over, and it's a goal kick.
Yeah.
William Carvalho disagrees, thinks it was touched, and the referee's talking here to the midfielder, I believe. It didn't look like it hit anyone. It looked like it just sailed out for a throw-in, which it did.
Oh, okay.
And Barcelona here take the throw. Sergio Roberto assessing his options. PK calling for someone to push forward as Busquets just tries to clear his lines there as he gets the ball from the throw-in. Barcelona in some trouble. And the shot there by Guido Rodriguez, as it took a bubble there. Didn't exactly go where he was expecting it to. I don't think Ter Stegen got to it. Barcelona build again. Pedri here drives forward. Has Ansu Fati on the left-hand side. Now back to Pedri.
It's been nice though. It's been more of an attacking game because Betis lately they're not providing the deep block. They're trying to do a higher line. So it's nice to see Barcelona get a little bit of space in their final third to create and attack. So it's not all just stop and deep block in the half with 10 guys behind the ball. They've been able to try to play their game as much as we play ours. So that's been.
I was about to ask, what do you think they're trying to achieve by playing this high line in terms of what they want to get from the game?
I think they're great on the attack as well. So I think that they're just trying to play their game and they're not too worried about ours as much as other teams are. It's just because they're very skilled, they're very talented as well, and obviously Barcelona isn't playing as well as they used to and aren't as threatening as they used to be for the most part. So I think they're just sticking to their game and seeing how it works, and it's benefiting us.
As we say that, a call, and it has been called. It's a penalty for Barcelona.
Oh, no.
Ansu Fati is taken down in the box by Marc Bartra, seemingly. Yeah. Oh, wait, no. I think it was Aissa Mendy, actually. Yeah. I believe it was Aissa Mendy, the Algerian center back for Real Betis. Of course, has been there for quite a while. An experienced player in many ways. Although a lot of his top tier experience comes from Barcelona. I think that looking back at that tackle, looked like
that did not look on his ankle.
No, it looked like he was trying to get through the ball. He was trying to clear the ball, get ahead of the man. Yeah. But rather than do that, he ended up hitting on Fati, and it will be a yellow card for the Algerian center back, and it will be a penalty. for Barcelona here. Ansu Fati getting some treatment, hopefully for Barcelona. Nothing too
Looks
major.
good.
And it's
Seems
a
like
question of who will take this penalty, because usually it's the Argentine. But he's on the bench, remember? And Antoine Griezmann looks ready to get a goal. And now we'll see if he does get that goal.
Oh, Charlie, okay, you're 6 minutes ahead of us. Jeez, we are behind with this stream. BN, come on. Speed it up. All right, Grease, get your goal. Get your confidence back. Let's go. You need to see something on net here.
Messi is looking on the edge of his seat.
Yeah.
Looking to see if Griezmann will bag this goal here. As he steps up to the penalty spot, top of the 18 here with again Claudio Bravo tries to Panenka him, and it's a save by Bravo. Went out to De Jong, who tried to cross it in for Griezmann, and they just couldn't capitalize there. Barcelona. Griezmann looked to. It didn't look like a Panenka. It looked more like at first it looked like a Panenka.
Yeah.
But then again, when you look at it again, it just looks like a weak effort towards the left-hand side.
That was an awful effort, to be honest with you. I think we know why. I'm going to be honest. That was just an awful effort. I think we know why Messi takes the PKs now, because that was nothing short of awful.
The thing is, you have to wonder where he went wrong with that, because looking at it, he seems like he's. What'd you say, sorry?
I said it looks like they're contesting it with the PK that he came off the line, or I'm not sure what the. Oh, never mind. They're going with it. Oh, they tried to plead and say that he was off his line.
He actually, looking at it on the replay, his right foot was off the line.
Yeah.
But the referee says no need to retake.
Yeah. I mean, Griezmann does not deserve a retake after that. That was a terrible chance, no matter what. But all right, we go again.
Again, you really do wonder, because it looked like he had gotten his confidence slowly back. He looked like he was slowly becoming more confident on the ball, taking the shots on, and then he gets a penalty and he does that, and you really wonder what he was trying to do, because it didn't look like a Panenka. If that was a Panenka, it would make sense as to why the power wasn't, why it didn't have as much power as it did.
Yeah.
But it just looked like a weak effort towards the left-hand side.
It looked like a 13-year-old hit it. I'm confused. World-class football. I don't know. I feel like he hit something a little bit harder than that. It's one of those things where, because the goalie examines you, so when he follows your hips or wherever you're facing, because they're able to do that. They're able to find the cues in your body to find where you're putting the ball. So when you're coming up casually to the ball and you open up your hips right away, you better hope you're hitting it hard, because he knows where you're going right away.
As you say that, Griezmann has actually had 4 attempts on goal this game so far, and Dembele almost got to a ball through by. That was not the best of crosses, but then again, maybe a situation of having too many in the box to aim for there, as that ball just sailed past everyone. Again, a look at Griezmann's penalty, not the best of efforts, and Martin Braithwaite is warming up, the Danish striker. Remember, an emergency signing from Leganés.
Who do you think
February,
or is he just warming up?
Well, he is warming up. So the question is, who do you take out?
Gonna say Grease. I want him to work out so well, especially with his contract and how much we pay him. I want him to work out so well, but he hasn't been clinical in front of net, and that's what we pay him to do. We pay him to score goals, and he hasn't been doing it, and he's had his chances. And Braithwaite, I don't think he's had enough minutes to even be able to, judge him. But Koeman might be a little bit fed up right now, because he's strong-headed too, and he isn't afraid to take players out, and it's pretty obvious, especially with Ricky Puig constantly out of the lineup. So let's see if he gets replaced here soon.
So, because that's a key point that you bring up there as well, is you have a player like Griezmann, who of course is on a good contract, and as we say that Ansu Fati gets a yellow here, trying to get to the ball ahead of Emerson instead of, he was trying to get to the ball. I don't think there was malicious intent, but as he was trying to get to the ball, he bumped into Emerson.
Yeah, I don't think that deserves a yellow,
and rightfully so. In truth, I don't know if that would be a yellow card if you ask any other referee. But the referee deems it a yellow. I think that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't think it's too harsh.
Yeah.
And as we say that 37 minutes in, if you've just joined, thank you for tuning in. If you missed it, Barcelona are 1-0 up at the Camp Nou against Real Betis. Goal by Ousmane Dembele, set up by Antoine Griezmann, who missed a pen just a couple of minutes ago. Missed a penalty, hit it to the left-hand side. Rather weak effort. Didn't trouble Claudio Bravo too much. Barcelona 1-0 up, and it's been a rather even game.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say any of the teams have looked that menacing.
No.
But they've definitely both had some chances.
Yep.
As we
They've
say,
been
that was
solid, not
right
stellar.
hand. He finds Griezmann on the edge of the box to the left-hand side. Finds Alba, who tries a give and go with Pedri. It works out, but he goes back to De Jong.
We're not putting balls over the top now.
Back to the Dutchman.
It's questionable because the game against Alaves, we had 3 or 4 balls over the top that created us chances, and no one's willing to just drop a deep ball in over the top. It seems like we're playing just laterally on the top of the box now, which just kind of gets us complacent. So maybe we have to ensure that we're counterattacking well, or we're gonna have trouble scoring goals. We need to be more creative.
As you mentioned, the balls over the top. I can't help but to think that when you look at this Barcelona front four, although it's a very good front four, as we say that Betis here with a chance, good build-up.
Yep. Somewhat of a marking mistake by Roberto on the left side.
I would say so. As we look back at that here, Roberto just left.
Yeah, left his man.
Alex Moreno.
Yeah.
And a bit of miscommunication between him and Ousmane Dembele, it seemed.
Yeah.
As to who should mark that man and who should track the runner inside. The ball was cut back to Christian Teo, the former Barcelona man, with a good effort, but it just went over the bar. And
Moreno's been quality today against us. He's been pretty good. He's menacing.
Christian Teo?
Yeah. Moreno.
Moreno. Yeah, no, Moreno has been. Yeah, he's been quite menacing. I think it also helps the fact that the way he plays and the fact that he's also good going forward. I think that definitely does a lot for Betis.
Yeah.
As opposed to having a fullback that's. I think you could compare it to a Semedo/Roberto situation for Barcelona in many ways. Not to say that Moreno isn't good defensively, because he is, but he's also pretty good going forward. And as we say that, here's Alba, I believe, on the left-hand side. Appealed that he was being held back. Now talking to Emerson, arguing, and I believe it's hard to say. Do you think that's a corner?
No,
because it didn't seem like either of them hit the ball at the end. It will be a corner.
I think Alba just missed that ball at the end, so I think that is a corner.
I think it's I do think that's a fair assessment. For Barcelona, the second corner I believe they've had 2 corners so far. The Betis have had 3, and they've taken it short here. Alba releases, and that sails over everyone.
Yeah, the
held back, very blatantly
tactical
held
yellow
back there. A tactical yellow, so to speak, for Pedri.
Shout out to Pep.
Man.
Shout out to Pep for that. Right out of Pep's playbook.
As we see there, Pedri realized he couldn't keep up with a very, very speedy Alex Moreno and decided to just hold his shirt back to call the foul, give Barca a bit of breathing time again as we approach the final 5 minutes of regular time.
Yeah, I don't think.
So what do you make of this first half so far?
Decent chances for both sides. No real chances that have been like extremely venomous, like where it's like, wow, this should have been a goal. Maybe the ball from Pedri, the back heel flick, but we haven't had extremely great chances. They've been all just good, good, not stellar. Decent defense. It's just been like a decent, steady game of attacking and nothing more, nothing less. So it's been pretty enjoyable. Although it's like a 1-0 scoreline, it's been pretty enjoyable to watch, honestly, from both sides. I'm not too nervous right now for some reason. I think let's be honest. Betis without Nabil Fekir is an extremely different team. That guy is so important to this squad, and they're so much more better with him.
As we say that, Barcelona here on the attack, looking to get a second goal before halftime. Great build-up, one-touch football. Dembele on the right-hand side skipped past Christian Teo in what looked like a nutmeg-ish move from the Frenchman.
Royal.
Barcelona. That's Emerson. He's got Royal on the back of his shirt.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. I was like, wait.
Yeah, there is a fun story behind that, actually. I read it a while back. I don't quite remember it, I will be honest. But that's a story for another time.
Yeah. I wonder how if it's in his head, obviously, like if he's working, 10 times harder because he knows Barcelona's watching to an extent right now. And he's a pretty highly touted loan prospect for us. But Dembele skies his like 4th or 5th cross of the day. He has the yips or something when it comes to crossing the ball. That thing cleared our line by like 30 yards, as well as it being 100 yards in the air.
That was definitely not the best of crosses from Ousmane Dembele off the corner, off Barcelona's, I believe, 3rd or 4th corner of the game. Yeah. It's been one of those games so far where, as you said, both teams have had chances, but not to the point where you think one team definitely, absolutely has to be ahead.
Yeah.
And as we say that, 43 minutes in, it's 1-0 if you just tuned in. Welcome to our stream here. We do this for every Barcelona game, and we hope to see you both here. But also, if you like to listen to podcasts, the Blaugranagram Podcast Network, which is up there. I'm still trying to figure out where everything is, but it's right here. And what that is a network consisting of 2 podcasts so far, ADN Barca, which is a Spanish podcast, and Barca Talk Pod, which is an English podcast. Both podcasts come out on a weekly basis. You're pretty much sorted for the entire week. And if you'd like to support the Blaugranagram Podcast Network or the Blaugranagram News Outlet, you can do so through Patreon using the link down below, patreon.com/BGPodNetwork. It definitely helps us keep the lights on and also shows us that you like to know what we do and gives you a direct influence in what we do and how we do. If you have any questions, those will be of priority, both in the live streams but also on the podcast. So do check that out if that is of interest. We also have some merchandise, some Blaugranagram merchandise. It's some casual merchandise, nothing too fancy schmancy, nothing too biased in terms of the colors and so on and so forth. If you'd like 10% off or if you'd just like to check it out, go to blaugranagram.com/shop. Link is down below. And you can use code STREAM10, that's STREAMTEN, for 10% off your next purchase. As we're seeing here, Barcelona 44, 45 almost minutes in. Doesn't look like – I don't think there'll be much at a time, to be completely honest with you.
No.
I don't think
maybe
that's the
a couple
case.
minutes for the Fati, the PK when he was on the ground for a couple of minutes, but it probably want 2 minutes.
Definitely. As we say about Griezmann, he's now gone back to play sort of an extra right back.
Yep.
In a move there for Barcelona as he builds up play. Now he's coming towards the middle. Here is Ansu Fati on the left. Got the ball from Alba back to Alba, now to the Dutchman Frenkie de Jong. Busquets, 3 minutes of added time. And Ansu Fati on the edge of the box here looks for the shot, blocked, and almost pushes Emerson.
Yep.
Although not illegally. It was a bit of a heavy shoulder barge, so to say. And the referee just gives a foul, nothing more. A talking to, and that's about it.
Sure.
Which I think is fair enough. I think that was more out of frustration than anything.
Yeah. It didn't seem too bad. I know Fati's on a yellow too, so you're not going to give him a red for that, obviously. You don't give him a second card for something like that.
Yeah, it did look like just a shoulder barge with a bit, like just a hinge of a bit of too much aggressiveness.
Especially when they're in their own box and you're up on them like that, when you're pressed like that after you lose the ball. It is one of those things where you have to call it.
I definitely think that would be a very harsh red card, to give, though, for sure. As we say that, Betis playing what looks like still very much true to the 4-2-4-esque lineup that they've set up.
Counter here. Nice.
There's De Jong. Dembele, Fati on the left, Dembele on the overlap, finds the Frenchman, Griezmann in the box, cuts back towards Ansu Fati,
Good
but it's
idea.
picked up by William Carvalho, sandwiched between two, manages to get out, and Betis now on the counter. Here's, I believe, Joaquin on the left-hand side. He's got support, and Christian Teo on the left finds him. Teo may look for the cross. He does. It lands. It's a goal, and that's the equalizer. Real Betis get one back. And that is quite a way to end the half as Antonio Sanabria, former Barcelona man, scores but refuses to celebrate. It's 1-1. Of course, former academy product Antonio Sanabria went on loan from Betis shortly, returned to Betis, and is now back to being a regular player, a regular starter for them. Teo's cross, you would think, looking at that cross, it is somewhat lucky that it lands because at first, Sergio Roberto tries to block it behind him. It goes between his legs, then barbles up. Joaquin just couldn't get enough on it. I believe Sergio Canales, actually. Sergio Canales couldn't get enough on it. It goes right past Longley to Sanabria, who was coming in, sliding. And just manages to get it in the back of the net. Barcelona 1, Real Betis 1 on the brink of halftime. And that is halftime. It's Barcelona 1, Real Betis 1 at the Camp Nou. Quite an end to what's been a rather strange first half.
I think that the timeline of that play, it sucks because right before that goal, we were on the counter. We were through. Dembele got the ball, had a through ball to Fati, and then Fati provided it back to him, and then Dembele's pass in wasn't good, and we lost possession. Piqué comes up, tries to attack at a high line, gets an unfortunate bounce off his foot after the tackle, and then we just get countered and scored on. So kind of an angry display of events for our team. That sucked. That wasn't a goal you want to concede at the end of the half.
That is quite a yes. I mean, you wouldn't really. I feel like it's tough to say that it goes against the run of play because Betis have shown that they want to score, and they have shown that you're looking at it, you'd think yes, they are about to score soon. But I think it's more so the fact that it came right at halftime and it came the way it did. Was that just a lapse of concentration for Barcelona, or just very good capitalization?
I think it could have been. Yeah, I definitely think could have been a lapse concentration. I mean, think about it. Like everything comes into play when you're playing soccer. I mean, football. I apologize, obviously, but I have to get used to that. But no, I mean, every little thing matters because everything leads to another. It's the butterfly effect, obviously, because if Dembele doesn't miss that pass to Fati and Piqué doesn't break his line to come up and try to tackle a ball, we'll be up 1-0 right now. And we're at a time in league where we need 3 points more than anything right now. We haven't won in 3 or 4 games, so it's one of those things in league, at least. It's one of those things that's just you can't have that happen. You can't concede a goal like that, especially at the end of the half. It's just one of those things where we need to be either up 2 or 3 goals right now, and we need to not be conceding goals like
that. I definitely see that point. I mean, it's one of those things where from Barcelona's side, they have to look now. The halftime team talk for Ronald Koeman has definitely changed.
Yeah.
I mean, they went from and the question is now, looking at Antoine Griezmann, comparing him to Martin Braithwaite and what they bring to the team and the style of play, Griezmann is more of a playmaker. Braithwaite is more of a player that runs in behind and is good at creating space and a lethal finisher. Is that what Barcelona has been lacking? But then again, if you take out Griezmann, who will you have creating when Ansu Fati and Dembele haven't looked in that shape, so to speak? Do you give Dembele that role, or does that role go to maybe Pedri?
I think, Dembele's and Fati's pace in general, when you send them down the line, is definitely creating a lot of chances for them. I do think that it's a lot easier. The space that we're seeing in this game is a lot better than usual. They're not playing a deep block due to them just playing their game. I just think Griezmann needs to score 1 or 2 of those chances that he has, especially the PK. Man, that was an awful PK. And he's had several chances that he just needs to finish that haven't gone in. And I don't really know how to explain anything other than that. Just the simple idea that he just needs to score some of those chances.
Yes, no, I mean the penalty definitely is a talking point in
Yeah,
many ways. I
yeah,
mean, I don't think there is much doubt that neutrally that is a penalty
yeah,
call. That's the right call to
yeah.
make in that situation. But then again, looking back at it, Griezmann, do you think it was complacency, or do you think it was the fact that he just misjudged the power he put on the shot?
It's probably nerves, and it's also him never taking. He never takes PKs too. So I mean, it's probably his first PK of the year due to Messi taking him. So he's probably not used to it. Probably doesn't practice as much, and he's probably a little bit nervous because he needs to score because he hasn't scored a couple tap-ins earlier that it felt like, or he hasn't been able to even put a shot on goal. It feels like he had 2 or 3 wide shots in the box that were pretty clear chances. So I think it was just a little bit of a mixture of nerves and just not practicing and not being well inclined in that area.
Yes, no, I think that's a very fair point.
Mm.
I think that's a very fair point. You, it's just the question is knowing that. Let's assume that Griezmann does not practice penalties as much. While it is a nice gesture to give him the penalty to give him that boost of confidence,
Mm-hmm.
would that penalty have been better given to maybe Ousmane Dembele, who's getting into scoring form, or an Ansu Fati, who's been in excellent form since the start of the season?
Yeah, I
Would that have been
definitely.
a better choice?
Yeah, personally for me, yeah, I think like someone who's have been a more efficient shooter in the past or recently should get it, but it's somewhat of a seniority play. And you also want
Mhm.
to get Griezmann into form, so you want him to feel a little bit of the success to be able to get that confidence back. So I do think it's one of those things where you want to prioritize your people who need a little bit of a boost because that's what happens in the past too. Is when Messi and Suarez and Neymar together, and each would have 1 or 2 goals, and one didn't have a goal, they'd provide them with that PK to get them a little bit of a burst. But yeah,
Definitely.
it definitely was a seniority thing for Griezmann to be able to take that shot, and he didn't go well at this chance. And sometimes in this case, you only get one chance to show yourself off, especially in a PK situation. So if we get one later in the game, I don't think he'd be taking it again. What do you think?
I feel like if he, I think that's a tough question because I think it really depends on the scoreline. If
Yeah,
Barcelona are leading by 2 by any chance,
yeah,
I could see him getting to take it. But
yeah,
if it's a matter of we have to score this,
yeah,
the question is who do you put on then?
yeah.
Would it be one of the attacking players, or do you think someone like maybe a Sergio Roberto would
I
take it
don't know
then?
why in my mind I say Fati. I don't know why I say just give it to the young guy and let him just blast it because he's not thinking at all. Because that's the thing about your youth. You just don't think and you just go, go, go. So I want to say like just give it to the 18-year-old and just let him just hit it as hard as he can because he's not thinking. Or Dembele as well because he had a great finish this game. But something in my mind just tells me just give it to the 18-year-old and be exciting, just blast it.
Yes, no, I think that's a fair point. I mean, you also, as you said, you also got to remember: is it a matter of them overthinking it? Is that Griezmann's hurdle right now? Is that
Yeah,
he's
I think
overthinking things for Barcelona,
yeah.
or is it the fact that there's just too much pressure on him?
I think no, I think you're right. I think he is overthinking it, and in all aspects too, not just the PK in general play as well. I think like when you're expected to do so much and you can't do that right away, it's super taxing mentally. I especially with PKs too. I mean, PKs all in all, they're a lottery still too. So it's 50-50. So you could hit the ball great and it's still not going half the time for the most part. And it is a big mental game with where you're gonna put the ball, what side, how you feel, and especially in his situation of play and how he's missed shots recently. It was probably on him heavy even more, thinking, "Wow, I need to make this shot." And usually when you think
Mhm.
stuff like that, it doesn't go well. Usually when you double think, it does not go well.
The problem just is you think about it that way, but then
Mm,
again, what could he do differently? Because
mm,
it's also hard not to overthink it when you have the price tag on your head the way he
yeah,
does. It's hard to not have that on your mind when you step up to take a penalty to
yeah,
make it to give
mhm,
Barcelona a cushion.
yeah. And it's even more saturated when you think, wow, Messi's out, so I have to step up now. So I have to fill Messi's shoes. So that makes it even more frustrating for someone to miss a PK on their confidence too. It's not easy being the second guy to Messi on PKs, especially when he's been in form lately. I think Messi's at his last 12 or 13 in league. So it's I could see why Griezmann's frustrated, and his mental is not great right now, probably, especially after those missed chances. But it's been a frustrating last couple of games for him. I just need to score maybe a double brace here to get some goals in the second half.
Yes, I think that's also a question. Do you think that Martin Braithwaite should be subbed on now, or do you think that Griezmann should continue to have a chance?
Yeah, that's another one of those things where you want to keep Griezmann mentally there and mentally confident. And if you take him out at half, he's probably not going to feel too good about that performance as well. So as a coach, you need to find that fine line of when should I bring in tactical play, and then when should I bring in the mental part of the game where I want to keep his confidence somewhat, and I don't want to sub him off for a guy that we got last year just because of an injury. He can't feel great about that. So I think. I think if we aren't able to score and Griezmann misses a couple more chances, obviously, yeah, put in Braithwaite, but I don't think he should put him in the half. He's had a couple chances.
I do think Griezmann will be able to score this game.
Yeah.
But you got to – I imagine now what's going to happen is he is going to be told that – that's the question. Do you think they'll see it as that was a terrible penalty? Or will they see it as you stepped up to it and you missed, it happens, you've done well, keep going?
Yeah.
Because that's also a question of what the mentality within the team is like. Because the team right now seems more unified than it has done for the past, I want to say, 1 to 2 years.
Yeah.
Collectively, it feels more like a unit, especially in the game against Juventus. Since that, the games against Alaves and Dinamo Kiev might not have been the most impressive of performances, but Barcelona did put up, with the fight that was being made on the pitch, they faced teams that were extremely defensive and extremely disciplined at that. And you have to that's the thing that I think people do tend to forget, that Barcelona did not have bad games, at least not in my book. But they were just faced by teams that knew how to effectively counter what Barcelona were doing. Because if you're facing a team playing possession football, playing a deep block is probably the best thing you can do if you don't want to. If you're not set on scoring, if you're not set on winning, you just don't want to lose, a deep block is probably the best thing you can do.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. Especially when you have 10 guys behind the ball, including your striker, it's pretty hard to get by. And now teams are coming up with new schemes to be able to make sure that, tiki-taka is, oppressed. And I just think with the space that we're getting with Betis right now, we should be able to score 3 or 4 in this game. We're getting a decent amount of space. I think we need to score goals. This is the time to get 3 points, especially with this team. They've been giving us space and creativity in the box. When do you ever see Dembele come into the box clean and clear and able to cut in and make a shot? There's not a lot of times that you can see that happen in the past.
Yes, it is. It's not a very, so to say, it's not something you see very often, as you said. And I think that's something that he will try to work more on. I think that's something that he'll try to he'll try to get into those positions a bit more, because he can be extremely dangerous for Barcelona when he is in those positions.
Yeah, I agree, Charlie. It's a confidence problem for Griezmann. A good goal could change anything. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that PK, he should have drilled that. That was a pretty awful PK, as I said. But he needs to find some burst of confidence here, and obviously that will come with a goal. I think he already has an assist, but I don't think that means anything to him, obviously, because he's paid to score, and he hasn't done it, and he hasn't even found a chance on net. It feels like he's had a couple sail wide on him, especially in good positions. So he just needs to find himself a goal. Easy as that. Easy says that.
Sure.
So yeah, earlier I asked you a question. I totally forgot because I don't know. I like Marc Bartra, man. He's a great center back. I feel like he fits our scheme. Obviously, it didn't work out with us, and he was during the Mascherano PK era too, as well, at the beginning of his career. So it's hard to find minutes then as well. Unlucky, but what do you feel about him and how he's played for Betis and Dortmund post his Barcelona tenure?
No, I think he's one of those players that, personally, for me, I think would have been good for Barcelona to keep rather than ship off at the time.
Yeah.
Especially with Mascherano later leaving the team.
Yeah.
Puyol, of course, leaving. I think he would have been a good addition to the squad.
Yeah.
That being said, I think Barcelona did make some of the right choices in terms of who to recruit afterwards.
Yeah.
I think Longley has been an excellent signing.
Yeah.
I think Todibo has looked promising, although now, of course, not with Barcelona.
Yeah.
For the time being, but I definitely think that it's one of those things where if he stayed with Barcelona, they would have missed out on maybe a player like Longley, or maybe they would have still gotten him. Remember, there were rumors of, I believe after the sale of Barta, there were rumors of Inigo Martinez, Aymeric Laporte, all these players that if Barcelona got, you would end up with the same situation for Bartra anyways.
Yeah, true.
He would probably have to leave. So it is one of those situations where you look at it and you go, well, maybe it just wasn't meant to be. But then again, I do think he's a quality player nonetheless.
Yeah.
Obviously for Dortmund he did decently. And as we see here,
yeah,
it looks like Lionel Messi is ready to step onto the pitch.
This is
45th minute change for Barcelona. It's Lionel Messi on, Ansu Fati off.
Yeah,
that's an interesting change.
Charlie says, "Damn it, Messi on."
I'm experiencing some technical difficulties here for some strange reason.
All I have to say is Messi with this amount of space.
Worst case scenario, I think, because I can't see the stream right now. I don't know what's going on. But worst case scenario is that we'll end this stream and then start a new one for the second half.
Okay.
Because I literally can't see the window, which is a bit of a problem.
Okay.
So I'll see what I can do. But if this stream ends, we'll start a new one.
Okay, cool.
All right.
All right, guys. Omar's going to fix some of his technical difficulties, so you're with me for now. Messi in, the difference maker. He's going to have some space as well. He's rested a little bit. Second half, everyone else is tired, hopefully. Immediately runs to the 9 spot.
There we go.
Good.
That works. I'm back.
Oh, for Ansu, yeah. Maybe Ansu's – I know, Charlie, yeah, you're right. Maybe Ansu had a bit of a knock. Definitely looked like he hurt his ankle, rolled his ankle a little bit, in a little inward sprain during that PK foul. So I could see that.
Yeah, he did get some treatment in the penalty. I feel like that would make sense.
Yeah.
In terms of him getting something. Here is Messi on the ball, already trying to get involved. Finds Alba on the left-hand side. Back to Busquets, who sees Dembele's run-ups not to find him. Finds Griezmann instead in a pocket of space. Here is Roberto Dembele. Here's PK, who's pushed up. Long lay, farthest man back, gets the ball. Pings it out wide for Alba in space.
Why do I think they have the deep block now that Messi's in? Look at this. This isn't how
they're playing with 1, 2, 3, 4. They're playing with around 7 to 8 men behind the ball.
Yeah.
The only man up front is Antonio Sanabria, from what I can see, and possibly Christian Teo. There's Messi on the ball. Into gap of space, finds Alba. Messi lets it go. It lands for Pedri. Takes on the shot.
Yeah.
And it just got blocked. Here is Longley with some very impressive blocking. There is De Jong. Right-hand side finds Dembele. One touch back to Roberto. Had to run to get that. Dembele back to Roberto on the right-hand side. Here's the La Masia player, and he just couldn't get the cross in. Bartra with a block, blocking his former teammate from allowing Barcelona to get another chance there as Lionel Messi steps up to take the corner. And again, a very interesting substitution. Even if Fati even if he had taken a knock.
Yeah.
Do you think Messi would be the player to put on? Would you maybe put on someone like Braithwaite?
I think it's just the fact that we're tied 1-1 and we need points. I think it was just like, wow, we need a difference maker. We haven't done what we can. If we had a 2 or 3 goal lead, like I think we should have had, I think Messi wouldn't even have been in this game. But it seems like we need him because we need 3 points. We haven't, had any 1 points in the last couple of games for the most part. Just put on the difference maker. Put on our best player. Put on one of the best players in the world, and hopefully he can do a little bit of work. But it looks like they're dropping deep now, so it might be a little bit harder. I think they understood that he's coming in. So
the question is, though, when you look at the Barcelona lineup, right? Of course, no changes in terms of the defense. It's still Roberto, Piqué, Longley, Alba in front of Ter Stegen in goal. Busquets and De Jong and Pedri in midfield, Dembele, Griezmann, and Messi up front. So it alludes to being more of a 4-3-3 rather than a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-2-4. I think a 4-2-3-1 would be more accurate.
Yeah.
But then again, you look at the team right now and you say, well, we need a difference maker for Barcelona. On the bench, as Messi lets that go to Griezmann, and Antoine Griezmann gets the goal. Barcelona
What
up by
a
2,
dummy by Messi.
up by 1. It's 2-1 at the Camp Nou, and that is quite a goal from Barcelona.
What a
If you look at that again, Lionel Messi left Claudio Bravo for dead with a dummy there, and Griezmann, all he had to do was tap that in. The team is ecstatic for him. He seems very happy and relieved with that goal. And we look at that again. That's a great through ball.
Yeah.
Alba gets to it, crosses it in. First time, Messi just drags Bartra with him, I believe, is who that was, actually.
That's disgusting.
It wasn't Bartra, actually. That was beautiful by Lionel Messi. Isamendi didn't know what to do there.
Messi comes on 4 minutes into play and dummies a guy and scores a goal. Like, who does that? Who comes into play?
It was Marc Bartra. He dummied Marc Bartra, who then fell to ground. Isamendi didn't know who to mark, stuck in two minds. It falls for Griezmann, and he just had to tap it home. And he did. Barcelona 2, Betis 1, and surely that's a boost for Griezmann.
Yep, of course. He needed that. He needed to just get on the score sheet in some way. That's the difference maker Messi is. People talk about how he isn't scoring as many goals in open play this year, but he'll come onto the pitch and do something like that. He's just intelligent as he's countering.
As we're talking about intelligent, here's Ousmane Dembele to Messi. Messi back to Dembele, but blocked off by an alert Betis defense. Here they can try and build from the back.
Yeah, Charlie, that was
on the left-hand side.
What a great move by Messi. Griezmann goal.
Guido Rodriguez skips past 2, cedes possession. Here's Messi on the right-hand side. Got support, goes backwards, finds Griezmann. The right-hand side got Dembele, finds him. To Messi on the edge of the box. Messi waits for Alba, pings it through to him. Alba to Messi, blocked. Alba again, taps it in forward to Messi. Messi not deemed offside. Instead, Barcelona seemed to get a corner here, actually, as Emerson helps Messi get back up. Alba down in pain. Alba still in pain, but that was some one-tap football buildup by Barcelona.
Yeah,
not too many heavy passes, more so just touch and go.
Yep. A little confusing there how they just stopped at the top of the box. The press just stopped kind of. They sat a little bit up top. Allowed a couple guys to get back. Hopefully a little bit quicker play in the future, but it was nice to see Emerson pick up Messi. If he's hopeful to return back to the club, I think you got to do stuff like that.
He wants to stay on his good side.
Yeah, exactly.
So as we look at the lineups, of course, Barcelona, as we've gone over here. You mentioned the difference maker. Remember, on the bench, Barcelona have players like Aleñá, Pjanic, Riqui Puig, Trincao, Conrad de la Fuente, who has been interesting to watch, and of course, Martin Braithwaite. If the decision to not play Messi was to rest him, wouldn't it have made more sense to put on one of the youngsters in this 1-1 draw?
Yeah, I think in hindsight it would have, but I think it's just because we're tied 1-1 right now and we need points. We're in 12th or 13th place, so I think it just came to the point where we need to win.
Barcelona before this game were in 13th. Betis in 7th. Yeah. 2 games in hand, of course.
Yeah.
Over Barcelona, who started in the 3rd game round, and Barcelona again in 13th behind before this game started, 4 points behind Betis. Of course, that table is gonna look to change after this game if the score or the outcome holds. Real Betis lineup, if you've just tuned in, it's Barcelona 2, Real Betis 1 at the Camp Nou, 52 minutes in. Dembele opened the scoring, response by former Barcelona player Antonio Sanabria in the added time of the first half to tie things up. And Antoine Griezmann tapped it home merely a couple of minutes into the second half to make it to 1, and Barcelona recover their lead. Looking at Real Betis' lineup, not any changes from the first half. Bravo in goal, Claudio Bravo, of course. Emerson, the Barcelona player that soon to be a Barcelona player in 2021 if things go according to plan. Mandi, Aissa Mandi, Marc Bartra, former Barcelona man, Alex Moreno in defense, Carvalho and Guido Rodriguez in midfield, Joaquin, Sergio Canales, Christian Teo, and Antonio Sanabria up front is the lineup for Betis. On the bench, of course, some interesting names: Joe Robles, Carlos Marin, former Barcelona man Martin Montoya, Juan Miranda, who's on loan from Barcelona, Victor Ruiz, Paul Rodri, Aitor Ribal, Diego Lainez, signed from America not too long ago, Borja Iglesias, former Espanyol man, and Loren Moron, who reportedly was a Barcelona target. At the same time, when they were looking at Angel from Getafe not too long ago. So that was quite interesting. Betis have a very interesting team. Five of the players that we've mentioned on that Betis side are former Barcelona players or still linked to Barcelona in a way.
Yeah.
Of course, they also had Carles Aldaña on loan in the latter end of last season. And they've Quique Setién, of course, former Real Betis manager, went to Barcelona.
Yeah, a lot of ties with them.
Definitely. And as we say that here, Betis are looking to tie things up as they push forward. On the right side here is Antonio Sanabria looking to get a second, but Ter Stegen had other ideas, blocked it off, and it looks to be a corner for the Andalusian side here, the away side. Long play push. That was a great ball. I believe Joaquin, I think who that was. Antonio Sanabria fought to the wire from a long way, and Ter Stegen blocked that with one hand. Seemed a bit off balance, but did the necessary. Joaquin to take a corner from the right-hand side here for Real Betis. Can they tie things up here? It sails over, lands for De Jong to Pedri. Aims for Messi, finds him. Messi falls to ground. Foul for Barcelona. The right-hand side, the Argentine captain on the ground. Alex Moreno coming back to apologize and get him up. And it didn't seem like it was malicious intent by Alex Moreno, more or less. It just seemed he was just trying to get the ball and dove in a bit too late there. Yeah. In truth. Real Betis got a couple of names coming up. Diego Lainez among those names, of course. Fast, technically skilled, former America man, Diego Lainez. Hasn't had a lot of playing time for Betis since he joined, but is an interesting prospect. Guido Rodriguez had the same thing, not a lot of playing time, but then slowly integrated into the first team. And now he's starting against Barcelona. So they definitely have an interesting team. A lot of youngsters, but also a good mix of experience and that excitement that you see in the youth players, that willingness to just fight for that loose ball a bit more, that ability to do so.
2 straight possessions lost here in our midfield. Kind of awkward passes from Dembele and Pedri. So, I mean, this team's attacking right now. I'm kind of worried. We got to keep some possession, and not get complacent after our goal.
I think you're absolutely right. I mean, Betis are putting more pressure on it. I think now, if Lainez is among the substitutes, just the fact they're going to make some substitutions in itself, bring in some fresh blood. But if they bring in some of those players that know how to, that just have that a bit more energy, that's going to trouble Barcelona a lot. And I think with players, with the Barcelona players sort of tiring out as the game goes on, they will have to make some changes.
Yeah.
Who do you think, if Barcelona are to make changes, which I think many are hoping for, who do you think should be taken off? As we say that here, Messi with the ball. Messi gets the ball here, passes it back to Dembele. He shoots it. It's blocked off the line, and Barcelona appealed for a handball, as does Logan. Logan, what do you think?
I'm just doing what they're doing. When I get so excited that we're about to get a PK that I'm just going to go with it. I didn't even see anything.
Aissa Mendy here talking to the referee. Dembele shot. That was definitely a hand. It hit his hand. The question is, though, does that count as a handball? Because it was towards his body.
See, I thought
he didn't move his body to block it with his arm. So I think the referee is going to give that as a handball. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Isamendi already has a yellow.
Yeah. If that's not given, then VAR just hates us in general, and the league doesn't like us. I'm just gonna be honest, because that was pretty blatant. Yeah, who's gonna take this one? I think I know.
I think that is quite a blatant handball. But then again,
yep.
A lot of rules in place, and the question is which one do they opt for? Isamendi looking slightly concerned. And if Barcelona do get this penalty, of course, that's a goal on the cards that they could get to seal the game more or less, or at least get some breathing room. Referee says no pen.
You can't tell me that's not a penalty. That's a Are they still? Are you serious?
He says no. He says it seemed like he said no penalty because Claudio Bravo was lining up to take the goal kick there.
There's no way.
As we look at it again, I would say that's a penalty. He moved his body, even though his arm was towards his body, but he moved it so that it would hit it, and he's going to look.
How did they not check that earlier?
The VAR review is underway. I believe the scenario, usually the procedure, is that the VAR team reviews it and gives him give the verdict on to the referee. But then if the referee wants to review it himself, he can. Mm-hmm. And so that's what he's doing now.
Yeah.
As we see, I mean, for me, that is handball.
Yeah.
That is a pretty blatant handball.
But
the only way it would have been more obvious is if he actually stuck his arm out.
Yeah.
At least for me, he's done reviewing. It seems.
Yeah. But I mean,
he's taking something out of his pocket. It's another yellow. Is it a red card for Isamendi? Yes, it is. Second yellow card for handball. Red card. Isamendi sent home early.
10 men
by the referee. It's another penalty for Barcelona. Real Betis down to 10 men. 59 minutes in. About half an hour left to play of regular time. And what do you make of this?
They're just arguing to argue at this point. They know it's wrong. They know that's a penalty. That was completely a yellow. I think at first I thought tactically, you know what? That's going to go in anyway, so might as well just use your arm and pick up the yellow, but I didn't realize that was a second yellow. So tactically, you probably should have just let that go in, or done what you could to try to block it with your legs, but once again, another impact from Messi. We tend to forget Messi brought the ball, took the run, brought it backwards, and passed to Dembele. And Dembele had space to goal and had nothing but net because the goalie came after Messi. He was so worried about Leo.
That being said, though, that was a good effort by Ousmane Dembele.
Yeah,
he tried to aim it similarly to how he aimed the opener.
Yeah.
Of course, a bit unlucky. Now let's see if Messi will put more shot power.
Yeah.
Than Griezmann did. If he'll go for a cheeky effort or if he'll go for just smashing it home to give Barca a 3-1 lead. And again, you just know the talk now will be that he hasn't scored an open goal as he just rams that into the top right corner, rifles it in.
World of difference.
No remorse whatsoever for Claudio Bravo. It's Barcelona 3, Real Betis 1, 61 minutes in, Lionel Messi with a goal. And you got to wonder, is that game over for Betis, do you think?
10
men. Do you think they're still in this?
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, I don't want to jinx us at all, trust me, but I think that is. But don't quote me on that because I don't want to be the one in trouble when they come back and tie this game somehow in 10 men. But yes, I do think this is over.
That is a ridiculous effort on the penalty.
I mean,
that is absolutely ridiculous. Top right corner. No hesitation, no stutter step. Just walked up to it and just rifled it in the top right corner.
There's no human on this earth that can block that. There's no human on this earth that can block that. You can tell them where that's going, let them know, give them a step to the left, and they're still not going to stop that.
I don't think that. Yeah, I agree. I don't think there are many players that can do that now. With Isamendi suspended for their next game for Real Betis. Christian Teo substituted as well as Joaquin. Victor Ruiz subbed in. Joaquin, of course, took place on the bench. But I can't quite see who stepped on. We'll find out. But Joaquin was indeed substituted for Aitor Ribal, and Christian Teo was substituted for Victor Ruiz. So, of course, Victor Ruiz coming in for Teo is, of course, somewhat of a defensive substitution, considering they just lost a center back.
Yep.
Joaquin has looked lively, but also not looked to be able to do too much. Which also goes down to the fact that Barcelona seem to be more of a stronger defensive unit, at least in some
Yeah.
ways. As we say that they've conceded this one goal today, and despite the fact that they haven't scored too many goals in the past few games for Barcelona themselves, they haven't conceded a whole lot either. And I think that's promising in a sense, considering that they've had some struggles in terms of the defensive personnel.
Yeah.
Clement Longley was out with somewhat of a discomfort. Ronaldo Araujo, of course, the Uruguayan youngster, also out with an injury. Samuel Umtiti also out. The only really two defenders you have is Gerard Piqué and Clement Longley. And if one of them is suspended, you're pretty much stuck with having to play a midfielder in defense.
Yeah.
And although that's, as we saw with Frenkie de Jong, he didn't do a bad job, I don't think, by any means. But to his luck, those games that they played in weren't games where he was extremely challenged. I think if that was against a Bayern or an Atletico, I think they would have struggled a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I think most of my problems with our defense, I definitely think we have problems tracking back, and we don't have the speed. Obviously, Araujo's injured too, which does not help. But I think a lot of our game is our defense helping out in our creativity and our attacks too. So I think our fullbacks, I'm hoping to see a little bit more from Alba and Dest, obviously, in our attacking presence and providing crosses and underneath passes to Messi and finding guys and being able to beat someone on the dribble to create space, because we're playing pretty laterally against good teams, and we're not finding a lot of ways to score that are that differ other than penalties, it feels like most of the time. But I do think Araujo is going to be great in the future.
Definitely. Now that's also a thing to remember now, is that you have the international break, right, after this game for Barcelona. And you wonder, a player like Serginho Dest would have made sense to play him, considering that he has been in very fine form.
Yeah.
How come that why do you think that Koeman would opt for Roberto over him in a game like this?
I think it seems...
Because the next game is against Atleti, but that's not until the end of November.
I think Koeman's just trying to ease him into it. I'm really not sure, because Dest has played great, and I think he's proven that he's an extremely great player and he's well on attacking. Last game he did get beat up a little bit by that left wing from Kiev.
From Kiev. Yeah, from Kiev. Yes.
Yeah, so he didn't play bad.
Yeah, Rodriguez had a great game.
Yeah, exactly. I think one of the things where you don't want him to lose his confidence, you're just easing him into the games. It's hard, man. You're switching from the Dutch league to La Liga and playing in the Champions League every 3 days. So you definitely got to ease a 20-year-old kid into that slowly. But
that does. That does make sense. I think. Yeah. If that is the thought process that Koeman went through in terms of deciding not to include Dest, I think that's a wise decision for sure. But you just have to wonder, because on one hand, I agree, you want to ease him in.
Yeah.
And as we say, that Betis had a chance, it seemed, but the cross from the right-hand side sailed high. Pedri to De Jong. De Jong struggled, but kept possession, finds Pedri in the middle, pings it out to the right side, and Barcelona can breathe.
Okay, so Trincao came in for
Griezmann. Is that Dembele is who he came in for?
Interesting.
And Messi is in here. That's a good ball for Griezmann. He's got Trincao to his left, Pedri to his right. Opts for Pedri. Sorry, Pedri to his left, Trincao to his right.
Good idea.
Opted for Pedri, and Pedri just couldn't get ahead of the very alert Real Betis defense. They've been despite the scoreline. You look at the scoreline, you say 3-1. Right? And you'd think that Barcelona have been just completely breezing through this game. Well, that really hasn't been the case. I mean, you look at the stats, it's been quite even. 55% possession for Barcelona, 45 to Betis, of course. 12 shots from Barcelona to Betis, 8. 5 on target for Barca, 4 on target for Betis. It's a 3-1 scoreline. Yeah. I think this is one of the games where, of course, you look at the goals. Good goals from Barcelona and a good goal for Betis, but 3-1 doesn't tell the whole story.
Yep.
As Trincao cuts inside here, as he got the ball from Griezmann, up, pushed to go backwards, maybe went a bit too far. No, we thought he went a bit too far. He's still on the ball here.
I think he should have just shot right there.
I thought he would have shot there. Here's
Yeah.
De Jong to Messi. Messi looks for a run on the right hand side, can't quite get the ball there, and it's clear. It's gone back. Here's Busquets with a through ball, a chip through ball to Messi, and
Charlie comments, who do you
Bravo.
think would come in and for who, or maybe nobody yet? Obviously that was a little bit late. Sorry about that. But I obviously coming in. My fault. I'm kind of I'm analyzing right now how I feel. But I think Pedri is going to be the next one out probably. I think Koeman hasn't been letting him play a full 90s.
To be completely honest, not to interrupt, I could see Griezmann being taken off for Braithwaite. I could see that happen.
Yeah, especially with Braithwaite warming up earlier too. So I could see him definitely getting some minutes, especially with our lead right now and the 10 men. I think we're going to go a little bit more attacking style to see who we like, Obviously.
The question is, though, in a game like this, as Griezmann pings the ball beautifully to Pedri, here's Messi slaloming through, just couldn't get through fully, and Barcelona regained possession. Busquets chips it to Alba out wide. Barcelona get possession back. Here's Longley, De Jong, Pedri. Messi holds it, blocked off, and it's a throw-in. Now, as we look at it, right, you have to think – the idea that some people are saying about Ronald Koeman not playing Riqui Puig is that he maybe doesn't trust him as much as he trusts, say, a Busquets or a Pjanic or a Frenkie de Jong.
Yeah.
In a 3-1 lead against a team a man down, if you had to introduce him, surely now would be the right time. There is no better time than now, surely. Yeah. Especially with the international break coming up, it would make sense. That's a beautiful through ball. As Trincao just couldn't control it.
Yeah.
And it goes out for a goal kick for Claudio Bravo and company. Busquets with a beautiful through ball there.
Yeah.
Right after the half
games.
He tried the first time. That's a tough one.
Yeah, that's hard.
On the left foot.
Trincao's been looking for a goal, man. I really like him in our future plans. Obviously, the last couple games he hasn't been playing well, but the couple before that, he's a great dribbler. He can pass well. Great. He's pretty good for Braga, correct? So I'm definitely excited for his future. Hopefully, he can get a lot more minutes too. But for what you're saying about Puig, I definitely think this is the game to get the minutes. Like, why not? We're 10 men. They haven't had possession in the last 7 minutes. It feels like. I just think it's one of those things where, I don't know. To me, and to what seems like a lot of other players, as we said, I don't mean to drag this on anyway, but
that's okay. That's what we're here for.
Joaquin from Betis was talking about how he didn't enjoy Koeman at all, and said he'd rather have our kit man be a coach, and how he didn't enjoy how he reacted and responded with players and how he interacted with them. So to me, I love my team, I love my club, obviously, but I think Koeman's a big old mean old man. That's just saying, hey, I'm going to do it my way, and this is how I'm going to play my team. And it was pretty evident with how he left him out of the squad list, because why is Puig left out of the squad in any sense? He's a great player. He started last year for us on many occasions. I just think that he doesn't see something in him that we do, and I don't know for what reason, because he played so well last year. And he's just like, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to show you guys that I'm doing it my way, and I'm not going to give him minutes. And even beforehand, he told him, hey, you might need to go on loan to get minutes, and he didn't do it. So I think this is him of saying, hey, I warned you, this is what I planned, and I'm going to stick by it, which I don't think that's the right way to do it. I think you should adapt and provide your team a little bit more creativity, which I think he provides. So I don't know, this is the time to get him minutes, at least. Like, I don't know, we're on a good note right now. We're up 3-1, we're playing okay. Might as well just try it out, because who knows. I'm sorry to go off tangent. I just think that's what I think. That's like my spiel.
No, I definitely see that point. As Messi pings it through to Griezmann on the left-hand side, Griezmann cuts back, finds Messi. It lands for Pedri, takes on a shot, and it sails wide to the right-hand side. In case you missed it, 72 minutes in, more or less. Barcelona up 3-1. Real Betis down a man. That man, namely, is the Algerian center back Aissa Mendy, who received a red card, which was a second yellow, but it wouldn't make sense to me as if that was a straight red. No. A second yellow card for a handball, clearing a ball off the line. The subsequent penalty was then converted by Lionel Messi, who was subbed on at halftime for Ansu Fati. First 2 goals for Barcelona were by Ansu Fati, and it was Ansu Fati, then Griezmann, No, Dembele, Griezmann, then Messi. Real Betis' lone goal came from Antonio Sanabria on the brink of halftime, and he has been taken off for Loren Moron no more than 2 minutes ago. For Barcelona, a couple of changes have been made. No changes in midfield nor in defense as Betis get another one back here. And it is Loren Moron right after getting onto the pitch here. I believe that's definitely one of his first touches of the game, if not the first. Loren Moron, of course, interesting striker, interesting talent. That is his second. He's attempted 2 passes so far, and he's succeeded with both passes, and he has a goal. That is, if I'm not mistaken, is that his first league goal of the season for Loren Moron? That might be. So 3-2 now. Loren Moron in the 73rd minute, getting another back for Betis. And
I'm gonna be honest, that's just embarrassing. We have 10 men. They just got a red card. Like, we make a mistake in our part of the half, and we have an extra guy on, and that's one of the reasons why, like, this happened against. Did this happen against Alaves where we were up 2-0, or that versus Kviv where we were up 2-0, had a steady lead, and right after we gave one up, where we're just complacent. There's no urgency.
As we say that, Trincao here on the edge of the box finds Messi on the edge of the box. Messi shimmies past one, tries to find Trincao again to no avail. Throw in.
Yeah, you're right, Charlie. That's just awful.
Even a foul, actually.
Yeah, awful defending. Just urgency. It's just one of those things that, like, you can't teach. It's just to not be complacent in the middle of the field. You need to be urgent in any sense. The game's never over, especially with this team. We're not killing people. We're not playing great. So might as well, hey, keep playing hard. Play the game out. We're not up 5-1. We're up only 2. See, now it's a one.
Just a quick heads up to you there, as you were praising Alex Moreno earlier. He is the one that set up the goal for Loren Moron there.
Yeah, he's been great.
He's been really solid, Moreno, for Betis. And Barcelona having to cope with some pressure here from Betis.
I think Barcelona players
got a lifeline here.
Yeah. Barcelona players need to understand that we're not good enough to keep our foot off the gas. We're not up 5-1 and we can sit back, and give up a goal or 2 with 10 men. Now they're playing good. They're honest now, and they're down a guy. So this is frustrating. In the past, I feel like this just never happens, and we'll see. Oh, ball over the top. No.
Throw over the top, and Messi couldn't get to it.
And this probably completely changes our substitution plans too. So now we probably won't see Pooch. We'll see a more defensive aspect if it seems, and just draw back in the last 10 minutes. I'm not sure. Something to
That's
keep.
That's the question, though. Do you think that the right thing now to do would be to opt? Do you think for Koeman, right? 3-2 up against Real Betis with 10 men. Yeah. They got a breakaway and scored off of it twice. Do you think the right thing, as we say that, yes, they attack again, Ter Stegen just reads the cross, catches it, and not too much trouble there. 14 minutes to go of regular time. If you like to listen to podcasts, do check out the Blaugrana Podcast Network. We have 2 podcasts as things stand, 80 and Barca in Spanish, and the Barca Talk Pod in English. You can tune in on your favorite streaming platforms, and if you become a Patreon member, you can have direct influence on the questions. You can have direct influence on what we do, both on the podcast network and in the news outlet. Your questions will be prioritized for our live streams, such as this, and the Driven Shot live stream that comes out every Monday. And also, there are sections for Q&As taken just strictly through Patreon, so you can be a part of that as well. And you can pledge a very, very small amount of money a month, and it goes a long way to help both the podcast network, to help these live streams stay on, and help the Blaugrana news outlet. So do check that out. If you like podcasts, the Blaugrana Podcast Network is your place to go. And if you'd like to support us, you can do so through Patreon on patreon.com/BGPodNetwork. The link is down below. If you like to get some merchandise like this, or a hoodie, or a t-shirt, or a mug, you can do so through blaugranagram.com/shop. We've got pretty much everything we've got something for everyone. And you can use code STREAM10 for 10% off. That's code STREAMTEN for 10% off your next purchase. If you have any questions, feel free to add them to the live stream here. And Antoine Griezmann is taken off with less than 13 minutes to go. And Martin Braithwaite is introduced for Barcelona. I believe that is that the fourth substitution? I believe it is for Barcelona. So Trincao has come on. Messi has come on. Dembele took off. Fati took off. Yes, I believe that is the fourth substitution for Barcelona.
I could see, Dest getting put on for Sergio Roberto now, a little bit more of a pace to backtrack on defense because they're going to plan on countering too here soon because we're trying to hold possession and players are getting
Busquets here to Messi, slaloms through. It lands for Trincao, who tries a shot from the edge of the box.
Good idea.
You're called this time, Logan. Griezmann for Braithwaite, Charlie says.
That was all Omar, I'm pretty sure. Didn't you say that too?
I believe that was my call, but that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, I know. I need to get my sub game up. I don't know. We'll see. My call. Put it in the books. Wait, hold on.
You know what I think could be interesting? So, like for these streams, whoever gets, let's say, 2 substitutions out of 5 right, get like a shout out on stream.
Yeah.
That could be interesting. Yeah, that could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll think it over and we'll announce it before the stream next time.
Charlie's good with substitutions. He got like 2 out of 2 right last game too, in order. He was pretty good with it.
Yeah, he's actually been quite solid with that. Now to think about it, as we say that here is Alba to Pedri on the left hand side for Messi, who's gone towards the left.
So this is when we try to hold possession, not do too much because we don't want to get countered. And I think it'd be important to have Destin for this situation because he's fast and he can backtrack and on transitional defense if we do get countered and lose possession.
Yes, no, that makes sense. As we see here, De Jong slightly behind Busquets.
Yeah.
That's a great ball through. And it's a crossing by Roberto, but it's blocked by the Real Betis defense. It's going to be a corner for Barcelona. Less than 10 minutes to go of regular time. It's Barcelona 3, Real Betis 2. Goals scored for Barcelona by Ousmane Dembele, Antoine Griezmann, and Lionel Messi off of a penalty. Betis a man down through a red card off a second yellow given to Mendy for a handball. That penalty was subsequently converted by Lionel Messi. The 2 goals for Real Betis came from former Barcelona man Antonio Sanabria and Loren Moron. Both goals coming at quite fairy tale-esque times, so to speak, because Antonio Sanabria scored it right on the brink of halftime. Loren Moron had just got substituted into the match and scored 2 to 3 minutes on one of his first touches. I think that was his first shot, if I'm not mistaken, either. So quite interesting for Real Betis. Talk about efficiency.
Yeah.
But definitely. But Barcelona have been, I think the neutral eyes would say they've been more in control of the game.
Yeah.
But the Real Betis haven't allowed them to do too much with that control.
Agreed.
They haven't had, it's not a 30-shot attempt. It's not a 30 attempts on target type of game. But it has been one of those games where you look at the game and you think, well, this could go either way. As we see that Trincao to Roberto here. Back heels it to Messi. Messi is onside. Rifles it in. And it's 4-2 for Barcelona. And I don't remember the last time I've seen Lionel Messi rifle a ball like that. It looked like it was almost just out of frustration more than anything.
Literally.
The penalty and then that goal is just – this man is just ridiculous.
He's back.
You really do run out of words. You really, really do.
Yeah. That was
beautiful play. Trincao, as you look at Trincao, you thought he lost. You thought, I think that's right on. Oh, yeah. He actually might be offside. It looked like he was like a toe offside.
Yeah.
And again, that's beautiful play by Trincao. You thought he'd lost the chance there. And he goes back to Roberto, who backheels it to Lionel Messi, who was running on. And just caught Victor Ruiz there wrong-footed and off balance. And Messi Guido Rodriguez just watched Messi rifle that in.
Looks like
Bravo didn't know what to do.
I think he's off.
I think Lionel Messi was just about offside there.
That
on
shot
that
was
one.
you guys all you guys do is think I take PK shot right there and just
No, the goal stands. The
Let's
goal
get
stands.
right.
Barcelona 4, Real Betis 2. Messi with a brace coming in at halftime, one off of a penalty kick and one off of a rifled goal from open play.
Yep. Yeah, that was definitely how you should probably take a shot on net after you haven't scored in a couple games and people are all calling you Pessy. You just destroy one in the back of the net near post on a keeper. That's pretty decent. So that's how you get back to the swing of things. You just smash one.
I'm quite honestly surprised he didn't punch a hole in the net there. As he gets another chance here, maybe here's Messi. Looks for Braithwaite, just too heavy on the pass there. And the Dane couldn't do much with that one. Barcelona looked to be on the ball there. Betis fighting still.
Charlie, I like that call.
Base, it seems.
We'll see how that goes. I like that call, though. I'll keep it. We'll see.
Let's see. Here is Charlie's call. Let us know if you agree with this. Charlie says, my call would be Busquets off for Dest. De Jong drops back, and Roberto slots into midfield. And as we say that, Roberto for Messi, and it's a hat trick for the Argentine, but it seems like it's offside. It is. It's called offside. It's called back for offside, but that was Busquets into Messi. Messi slotted through for an unrunning Roberto, who's been pushing up quite a lot this game, actually.
Yeah.
That could have been 5-2, repeat of the 5-2 where he scored that amazing chip goal.
Oh, his
and
arm.
VAR shows that there was no offside. It wasn't actually. It looked like it was quite close.
Yeah.
But the moment that VAR paused it in, definitely not offside. No shadow of a doubt there.
Oh, VAR.
Referee looking into if that last goal for 5-2 was offside. And we'll have to wait and see, as it is currently being reviewed.
It's hard to
tell. We'll be given their fifth of the day, or if it'll stand for 2 with a bit over 5 minutes to go of regular time.
Isn't it so frustrating when you get the camera angle from a diagonal angle, so you can't really tell if someone's off because the angle's not straight on. There's not a direct line where the camera's following you down the line. It's like from the diagonal side of the pitch. So as a spectator, you can't even watch. It's like hard to watch.
As a matter of fact, looking back at that chance, I think Emerson, if Roberto was kept on, I think it was Emerson, but he was not kept on. And as we look at the change here, Miralem Pjanic, the Bosnian midfielder,
comes
on for Sergio Busquets. I think that is a like-for-like substitution, although stylistically they are different. But that is pretty much a controller-for-controller substitution. Busquets with 70 passes completed out of 85 attempts and 9 ball retrievals. Miralem Pjanic, a very interesting signing for Barcelona. I think the problem for many was that he replaced Artur Melo in many ways.
Yeah.
Although I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. As we say that Sergio Canales, the former Real Madrid man, comes off for Rodri Sanchez, who comes in with less than 5 minutes to go of regular time. It is Barcelona 4, Real Betis 2. Betis down a man, Mendy, namely, for a handball on the line, blocking a shot off the line. Barcelona's 4 goals have come from a Messi brace. One of those goals was a penalty, and then Ousmane Dembele to open the scoring, Griezmann to follow up. And for Betis, it's been Antonio Sanabria, the former Barcelona Academy player, and Loren Moron. And a foul there for Betis on Loren Moron on the left-hand side. Doesn't look like a foul in a position that will trouble Barcelona too much, but it does slow down play a bit.
Yeah.
I believe that's Rodri who steps up to take it. From the left-hand side, Ter Stegen trying to direct his players as Trincao stands in a one-man wall. Boy meets world situation.
Yeah.
And that cross meets a header by Marc Bartra trying to score against his former teammates, but the header did not trouble Ter Stegen as it sent a long ball through. Ter Stegen to Pedri, looked to first time it onto Martin Braithwaite, just blocked by an alert defense. And Betis try to push here. They're doing that well. Here's William Carvalho, I believe, as he trips over. And Barcelona regain possession. Pjanic slowly finds Messi. Messi not in too much of a rush. Here's De Jong. Left-hand side got Pedri. Finds him. Pedri trying to turn on the afterburners here. Does look a bit jaded, though. finds Alba. First time's it to De Jong, and De Jong just falls over as he's trying to regain his balance.
Really good idea.
Nice for Claudio Bravo. That was a good idea by
Really
Alba to just try and give it a quick give and go. And as we see on the 5-2 goal again, it was offside. Messi here on the ball. Can he get a fifth? Bravo had other ideas as Messi tried to just slam that with his right foot into the back of the net, but Claudio Bravo had other ideas. We see that again. Barcelona just quick to regain possession there. I believe that was maybe Guido Rodriguez. Correct me if I'm wrong. Who lost possession there? Yeah. And Rodriguez again. He's had a good game. He really has. I think that was an unlucky loss of balance there from him. But he has definitely been one of the, at least for me, one of the good performers for Betis today. As you that PK tries to chest it down. Here's De Jong to Martin Braithwaite. Tries a shot. De Jong fakes, goes backwards, and forced to go all the way back to Alba. Here's Pjanic. De Jong on the left-hand side. Got Trincao on a run in behind. Finds the Portuguese. The Portuguese in for Braithwaite, and it just skips past him. Looked like it was going out for a throw-in, and it is going out for a throw-in. The Betis man there got to the ball, just couldn't keep it in.
Yeah, I think he looked away, it looked like, and he lost the ball out of his sight and it went out of bounds.
It did. Here's Trincao, and Pedri makes it 5-2.
Good goal.
And Barcelona have pretty much put the game to bed here. Pedro Gonzalez Lopez scores.
Oh. Good shot, good goal, good possession. This is the scoreline we should have seen. It should have never been, what was it, 3-2-1? Or 3-2, I apologize when they came back.
3-2, yes. 3-2, yeah.
This is what we should be looking at here, and I'm glad it ended up like that.
I think that's a good note to end on for Pedro Gonzalez. He's had a great game.
Yeah,
Pedro. He's had a great game.
And it feels like this is a good substitution. That felt like a nice cycle of substitutions for the team. It kind of changed things for the better. That felt like a good cycle of substitutions.
Definitely. I think the fact that Koeman added young players on, I'm happy he added on Trincao because it looked like that is what some of the things that Barca were missing was that fresh injection, and I think Trincao does bring that. Although he's not the fastest player in the world, he is still quite fast. And I think compared to, say, Pedri, he's still learning the ropes. You can tell that by the way he's playing. Yeah. Whether that's down to the fact that he hasn't gotten enough time yet or the fact that, as Messi looks to ping that through to Martin Braithwaite.
You need to get Braithwaite a goal here, Omar. You need to get Braithwaite.
That would be. I really do want him to succeed at Barcelona. And I think he definitely can because he is a quality player, but he just hasn't had the chances to do that as much.
See, 5 minutes here, I feel like that's a little excess, especially for a
5 minutes of added time
3-goal lead. Yeah, that's a little much. But obviously, I don't remember any stoppage time during this game. Was there really that many fouls in the second half? I guess. Oh, okay.
I think more or less it was the two VAR calls.
Yeah, the two
VAR calls and the penalty. Yeah, I think that was pretty much it. I think 5 minutes is pretty fair.
Yeah, that makes sense.
As Barcelona here look to just take the breath out of the game. Busquets to Pedri, who's gone very central here. Here's Alba. Back to Pedri. Got support. Finds Pjanic. Pjanic going towards the right-hand side.
Oh, they want to run it up more.
Barcelona looking for another one. Here's Trincao. Tries to skip past Victor Ruiz, but challenged. And Ruiz had other ideas. And it's going to be a corner for Barcelona. 91, almost 92 minutes in.
Yeah, Charlie, I agree. Barca finishing.
Box. Messi fighting here, looking for a through ball. Finds Roberto somehow. Here's Trincao on the right-hand side. Pings it through. Claudio Bravo catches. Sends it long. On the ball here. And I thought just couldn't do too much with that, really. Barcelona back in possession.
Yeah, I agree. Barca finished game on high. Fitness making the difference 100%. I think those, like I said earlier, I think those transitions and on offense for the substitutions helped a lot. I like Trincao's pace, honestly. I think that was nice. Obviously, Dembele's fast as well, but just a fresh set of legs on the offensive third. Pjanic in for Busquets, somewhat of a pretty normal substitution.
Here's Emerson looking to skip past the Barcelona defense. Does so really well. Falls to ground. It's kept alive, but no penalty. Looked like Emerson was chasing that penalty as he ran into a brick wall of 3 Barcelona players. Longley was the guy challenging him, was the man challenging him, and Longley did so legally. It's going to be a corner, but Emerson remains down, it seems.
Cramping.
He still is down. Looked like he is cramping. Again, Barcelona 9 corners this game. Real Betis 5 so far. Scoreline 5-2. Barcelona with an opener by Ousmane Dembele and a goal by Antoine Griezmann. 2 by Messi, 1 by Pedri.
So, Omar, do you think Emerson's performance kind of signifies anything at the club for him if he can come back, or how do you feel about him and how he's been playing? I haven't really kept my eye on him outside of him playing us, but I don't know. People seem pretty high on him and hope that he can come make a difference, but I don't know. I think we're pretty set.
As we say that, Betis almost got a goal back by Logan Moron, I believe, again.
Yeah.
Looking to capitalize on that corner and did so really, really well. Just got unlucky. That's a great save by Marc-Andre ter Stegen again. Hasn't been challenged too much, but when he has, he's been up for it.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, I think Emerson is a quality player. I think now that Barcelona have Dest, they can ease off a bit when it comes to looking for a right back. Maybe they should be looking for a center back now, just because of the fact that Umtiti isn't in the greatest of shapes.
Yeah.
Ronald Araujo is still young. You'd look for a player that is young but also somewhat proven. So I think that's what their priority should be.
Yeah.
As for Emerson, I think he could be a good card, especially if Firpo leaves. I know Emerson is a right back, but I'm sure just like Dest can play left back, I could see Emerson being able to play left back, or at least if you put him at right back, you could put Dest at left back. So it gives you that more of an option. So I think he would be a good option to have. I don't see him as an absolute necessity for Barcelona as things stand. But then again, it's still too early to call. I mean, Serginho Dest has been amazing so far.
Yeah.
But obviously, Barcelona yet to be truly challenged, you can say, in many ways, except for El Clásico. There's definitely something as that free kick from around the halfway line sails all the way into ter Stegen's hands. And on that note, game over. Barcelona 5. Real Betis 2
needed that
at the Camp Nou. I think that's a very much needed win for Barcelona for sure.
Who's
Barcelona
Real Betis?
5, Real Betis 2. I believe it's still Ruby from the former Espanyol manager, I believe. Actually, let me check that because I'm actually not so sure. It's Pellegrini. Yes, it is. Because they had Ruby after Setien, they got Ruby, and then they got Pellegrini. Yeah. That's right.
I forgot he was at Man City for a little bit too at the start of their little run.
He did have a good stint with Manchester City.
But decent game, good result. I think a little bit of a late start, but obviously Messi coming on makes all the difference. He comes on and we get 3 goals out of that half.
The thing is, though, would you really be surprised that Messi was the one to make the difference? I don't think that's a shocker. But then again, I think it's one of those games where, looking back at it, if you look at the scoreline, you'd say, well, maybe they didn't need Messi, but Messi did definitely bring a lot. And you wonder, was he being rested because of all the things that have happened recently in terms of the whole debacle with him wanting to leave, or was he rested because he just has played way too much? And then in that case, was it the right choice to play him 45 minutes against Real Betis with an international break coming up?
Yeah, I think you just keeping him fresh, giving him a little bit of time off, especially after it's been a tough run of disappointing finishes. So I think we were just trying to give him a little bit of rest. I know he likes to play, and I know he enjoys playing, and he wants to play 90 minutes a game like every player, but obviously he deserves to play 90 minutes a game and doesn't deserve to be subbed out at any point. But I feel like this kind of helps. He came on and just provided a difference, so he gets his rest, and at the same time, he made an impact. So it's one of those things where maybe we'll see something more like this in the future to get him some rest, because he is going into his old age, and I'm not sure. I'm hearing reports of an ankle injury. I'm not sure, or discomfort. So whatever that is, I'm not sure, but it seems to me like he played fine today, so we'll see. Hey, thanks Charlie for joining.
Is Charlie leaving? Yeah. Yep. See you later, Charlie. Thank you for joining. It's much appreciated, and thank you all for tuning in. Mm-hmm. We do this again at every Barcelona game.
Yep.
And we also have some other content on Patreon. So if you want to check that out, go to patreon.com/bgpodnetwork. We have some podcasts on there. We also have those podcasts are part of the Logan Podcast Network. We have these live streams for every game. We have the Driven Shot live stream that comes out every Monday, which recaps key takeaways from the game that's just happened, the games that are about to come up, but also the main point is to interact with you guys, the audience. Yep. So if you have any questions, you can always submit them then, and that is the point of the Driven Shot.
Yep.
So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Let's see here.
All right, well, I got a podcast with Alejandro right now, so.
What's that podcast called again? Tell that to the
Market
people.
Talk Pod. Everyone, check it out on any of your streaming service, I believe, especially Apple Podcasts, obviously. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. We just talk about an overview of the game and a couple other things that are going on in Barcelona, as well as Blogonogram with Omar. So super, super exciting stuff.
Yes, it is indeed. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. Stay safe, stay sane, and have a great rest of your day.
Yep. Good result. All right, I'll see you in 2 or 3 days' time, Omar.
Yeah, sounds good. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.